is no fish, there is no food. If there is no fish, there is no money, because fish means money. Whichever way you take it, fish compounds a strong livelihood and income base for millions of Ugandans. The world over, fish is a highly nutritious and a much sought after food. Fish meat is a good source of vitamin A, vitamin B and vitamin D. It contains significant amounts of all essential amino acids, which cereals may not have. Fish protein can be used therefore to complement the amino acid pattern and improve the overall protein quality of a mixed diet. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, it's estimated that around 60% of people in many developing countries depend on fish for over 30% of their animal protein supplies, while almost 80% in most developed countries obtain less than 20% of their animal protein from fish. Notwithstanding the increased demand of fish by the growing population of Uganda, fish volumes keep on fluctuating. This has propelled the government of Uganda through the line ministries to respond to demands of increasing fish. The Ministry of Local Government Development Grant is one of these grants.
In the rural, we are not accessing fish from the running sites, Wanyange, Masese, and others, even as far as Buyukwe. The NADS, one of the government programs. Fish has not been only for consumption, but also it has boosted the poultry farming activity in the district, because the district is receiving money from the center, from the NAD Secretariat, and very many of our farmers have come up with the poultry project. Those people who cannot afford to get what fish direct, they are able to get fish in terms of this mukene which they used for mixing chicken feeds. On average, at least in each sub-county, you may get around 20 farmers practicing poultry, especially layers.
Through the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, the government is engaging scientific innovations to be able to avail fish to its citizens. Under the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, through the Public Research Institute, the National Fisheries Resources Research Institute, NAFIRRI, whose mandate is to generate the knowledge base, develop and disseminate fisheries technologies, and the National Agricultural Advisory Services, NADS, have extended fisheries to farmers, from capture fisheries to aquaculture and subsequent fish farming, even with smallholder farmers now practicing cage fish farming in Lake Victoria. Dr. Mbabazi Dismas, Head Aquaculture Research Principal Research Officer, explains the integration process of research and extension to improve practices and processes of farmer adaptation to modern fish farming.
And that is the Agricultural Technology and Advisory Services. It's abbreviated as ATAS. Usually we are supposed to be as close as possible to extension. So whatever we do, as one of our exits is we submit to NADS. Then NADS, because for them they reach the farmers, are supposed to do the other updates.
The practice of fish farming has been boosted by availability of good quality fish feeds milled in Uganda.
Nile perch, mukene, the silverfish, bagras, semutundu are still under research. And depending on the availability of resources, we shall also have them for commercial production soon. Fish feeds is a big challenge to both to the farmers and us as a government, as a research institute. With the farmers, the biggest challenge they have, and what we hear from them, is the price of what is readily available at the market. For us, we are satisfied that the feed made by Yugashik fish feeds and the fish feed made by the Chinese counterparts here in Kajansi are satisfactory enough, both biologically and economically, to enable the farmers produce fish at commercial scale. However, some of the farmers, I think, they still don't have a lot of trust in these feeds. Even with the yoga chick feed, which has been here for more than 5 years, and it has been scientifically evaluated, and we have provided results to them that when you use yoga chick feeds, especially 35%, you are very sure of using 1 kilogram of feed to produce 1 kilogram of fish. Now you know the price of a kilogram of yoga chick feed is less than 2,000 Uganda shillings. Whereas a farm gate price of fish here in Uganda is more than 5,000 Uganda shillings. So we are convinced that when somebody uses yoga chick feed, he is able to make profit.
The potential is big for the fish feeds industry to feed fish farmers within the East African region. So Africa can feed Africa if agricultural innovations are enhanced with linkage to farmer institutions. The market is available. Fish farming has become a profitable source of income, explains Mr. Magumba Moses, the proprietor of Masese Agro Investments, where fish farming is one of the enterprises in Masese, Jinja. He estimates to earn a profit of $6,000 every 6 months from each of his 3 fish ponds.
Now, when we saw that the environment was suitable, even there was plenty of water, we decided to start these ponds. We started with the mother pond, which you have shown, which is on the upper side. Then we also dug up this one. When I was still working, I didn't have the time. But when I retired, I decided to concentrate on fish farming. I've stocked these 3 ponds. Right now, there's a lot of research which has been done. I'm at the stage of now modeling which trials really work in collaboration with the NAFIRRI. The model here which I'm aiming at producing 2 tons in 6 months. It should work 2 tons in what? 6 months. That means I'm aiming at a production 2 times a year. Now the fish you have just seen is just 1 month. I stocked 1,000 Male Kirarias.
Okay. So in regard to the feeds?
Putting in maize bran, there is cotton cake, there's sunflower, and the fish meal itself, which is composed of mukene, and some salt. The farm has been in place, I think, for 5 years, but the fish farming is just 2 years. Yeah. That mother pond has been there for 2 years. Yeah.
So compared to the fish that we get from the lake and the rivers naturally, what is the future for fish farming to our farmers in Uganda?
Yeah, now I think you have already read that there is a decline in the capture fisheries from the lakes. Now the future for fish farming, I think it's really bright. It will sensitize people. You can find that someone who may even go with 100 nets and capture how many? 10 tilapias. Is it really economical? But can you see, I've already told you that I'm aiming at 2 tons. 2 tons is a lot of fish at one time. Because what I will do, I will just separate these ponds and pick the 2 tons. Now, right now, the Kirarias is going at how much? 7,000 a kilo. And you can 7,000 times 2,000. That's how much? 14 million in 6 months. Take out the feeds. If I subtract the feeds, I think I might spend about 2 million only. So if I pocket away 12 million in 6 months, I wonder what enterprise really compared to that.